Wulong Fallen Dynasty is Team Ninja's latest, not so much of a masterpiece.
A few coming later.
And it has a lot of bosses. So in this video, let's quickly rank them from worst to best. And by quickly, I mean some of them are so forgettable that I don't have anything to say, and some of them are either too good or too bad that I have a few things to say about them. So, let's start. Shuigoi, aka the reverse tentacle monster, is another elite enemy turned boss. And I actually suck at fighting these guys, these ladies, and I still didn't have any problems with her. She was easy all the time throughout the game, as a boss or as an elite enemy. And yeah, that's it. I have nothing more to say about her, that's how useless she is. In most games, early bosses become elite enemies later on, except for Wulong. Elite enemies become bosses later, and by that point you've already killed enough of them that you know the moveset and everything. This is the Swan Yu, and this is the story of the Swan Yu. I killed it immediately. I had to extend the fight to get some footage, but obviously I don't have anything more to say about it, so extending the fight didn't help. Shuyan is the most basic of bosses in this game. Hell, he's more basic than most enemies. The first enemy you fight in the game have a complex moveset more than Shuyan. And I'm surprised that they made us fight Shang Liang at the tutorial instead of Shuyan, because then most people wouldn't have a hard time with the beginning of the game. This guy's moveset is slow, limited, he probably has only 3 or 4 moves, and that's it. And later on he's becoming one of the weakest elite enemies in the game. They did my boy Inky dirty. Just bring him back already, he was a far better monkey than this guy. Hua Shun was just a hurdle, standing in the way between us and Lubu. He was good, but for the most part he felt like an oversized elite enemy with too many burst attacks, or fatals. I forget what they are called in this game. Every time I call them burst attack, you know what I mean. Anyway, he was good, but not that good. And of course, you can't have a Team Ninja game without a big ass boss where you have to break the weak points to deal some damage. There's not a lot of things to say about this guy. He's your basic break the weak point, do damage, and that's it. Except for 2 things. Firstly, I really love the design of this one. I think he's called Tatooine or Tatooine or whatever. His design is sick. And the second thing, if you kill him in the first phase, he will do a guardian ape and just revive himself. And this time he's even more demonic. He has this one move where he just flops around like a mosquito or like a tick or whatever. He looks disgusting, and I love him. Hey. Hi. Can I get a taste of that Tomirushi? Yeah, sure.
Several months later.
Chang Bao, General of Earth, is basically the unwanted child of the bell-ringing ladies from Bloodborne and the Laurent clerics, also from Bloodborne. He just rings his bell and let the whole place on fire. And he annoyingly, very annoyingly teleports. And it's not consistent, like sometimes you can stun lock him to no end, and sometimes he will just teleport after a single hit. And when he goes into his super mode, he becomes even more annoying. he will start spamming blade attacks, just spinning to win. Spin to win all the way. And this is something you might not know because at your first playthrough, when you collect all of the morale in the area and the fortitude and whatever, you will have an easy time with him, and kill him pretty easily. But I tried doing him with no morale, and the fight took forever, and here's the thing. After some time, he will start summoning magicians to buff him. 3 magicians to be exact. And it's very annoying. Very, very annoying. I hate this boss, but I can't deny that I love watching him do his magician tricks and whatnot. Feng Chi is probably what the game thinks of as the first real boss. And honestly, he is still kinda in the tutorial area. His moveset is basic, he only charges at you back and forth. He maybe has like 1 or 2 moves where he doesn't charge, and that's it. So I think his purpose is to teach you how to deflect bosses. And that's it. Also, the Feng Chi you fight later in the game in a specific main mission, before another main boss, is way harder than this one. That Feng Chi kicked my ass multiple times, and this one I was able to beat him, I don't know, I think on my first try or so. Sun Tzu and Sun Jian are probably the first duo boss you will fight in the game. They are located in a submission where you only fight them. And I'm gonna be real with you, boss. This ain't it. They are good, but at the same time, I kinda find them mediocre, if that makes sense. Like, there is no flaw in them, but they are mediocre. They are just elite enemies with health bars and they can summon their spirits. And yeah, and one thing that I love, actually, is that Sun Jian will stand in the back until you beat Sun Tzu enough. And you can actually hit him to make him fight you early on, if you want to make the fight harder for yourself. And I don't think that will make it harder anyway. Shahudun and Shahuyun are, in my opinion, the hardest duo boss in the game. There's a reason they are only unlocked at Chapter 7. Hell, you even have to talk to them for the mission to unlock, I think. Anyway, they are hard and annoying. Luckily, the arena is way too big for you to manage them. Except, both of them will charge you all the time. And if you manage to get the axe one alone, the other asshole will just shoot you from afar with his bow. So yeah, I don't really have much to say. They are fun, actually. I liked fighting them, but they are hard. Damn, Asians really do look alike. I'm not racist, this guy, Cao Cao, is just Oda Nobunaga from Nioh. They literally reused the same model and just gave him a beard or something. Also, he uses a phoenix, just like Oda Nobunaga. Anyway, the fight itself is just another humanoid boss. There's nothing much to say, except that I have a hunch that we will fight Cao Cao again, but in a better, tougher way, in the DLC or in Wulong 2. And that's it. Everything that I said about human bosses before applies for Liu Bei, except that I actually like him more. Xiao Yun, another humanoid boss. There's nothing else to say. I already talked about him a lot. Hong Jing is the type of girl who you'd think would be cute and adorable, but all of a sudden when the time comes, she will pull her dom suit, and her handcuffs, and her whips. You either dominate her or she dominates you, and by that I mean, you either stunlock her to death, or she will one-shot you. Or at least that was my experience with her. She reminds me a lot of Saito Toshimitsu from Nioh 2. She is a beast, but also weak in a way. Yeah, I don't know how to describe her more than that. Chang Jiao is like his brother, Chang Bao. He summons a lot of shit and uses magic. Except this time he's actually fun and fair, because he doesn't call magicians to help him. And for some reason, I can't for the life of me begin to learn how to deflect this guy. I refought him with zero morale, and he was easy, but still, my deflecting of his attacks was shit. He is tricky, like, you'd think he is slow because he is big, but no, he is fast. Just like his father, Manus, father of the Abyss, or father of Chang Bao, I mean Jiao. So yeah, he is good, but also easy, and a spectacle to see, kinda. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw a metal boss, or a sand boss, etc. The embodiment of demonic chi is a boss that I honestly don't know how to feel about. I mean, visually, he's stunning. But other than that, he was lacking. Yeah, the moves were cool and all, but this is footage from my first try, by the way. So I took him down pretty easily for a boss that was supposedly the final boss. He was lackluster, except on the visual front, not gonna lie. That sword move was amazing, and the grab attack was amazing. Other than that, he's kinda ass, not gonna lie. Kinda like what's it called, Yamano Uchi or whatever, the final boss of Nioh. No, the final boss before the final boss. If you played Nioh, you know what I mean. Hey look, it's time for the Snake Lady fight. I really liked fighting Baishi a lot, she was really fun. Her attacks are tricky to deflect. Like, you'd think that her tail swipe would hit you now, but it actually hits you way later on. And I actually like that, the delay on her attacks. And for some reason, while her normal attacks are hard to deflect, her burst attacks were way too easy to counter. Like, she's probably the easiest boss to counter her burst attacks. Also, I really love her animations. The way she wriggles around and when she jumps all over the arena and then charges you. It was a blast to watch. So yeah, Baishi, really good. My feelings regarding Changrang are complicated. Like, I'm not sure if I should hate him or like him. The fight is good and enjoyable sometimes, but at the same time he is really annoying. Like, really annoying. It's like his clones know that I'm gonna do a critical blow to another clone, so they come charging forth and hit me, interrupting my hit, which would have killed the other clone. So I'm not sure if they are programmed this way, or I'm just unlucky. And I don't know what to say about this guy. Like, really, I'm not sure if I should hate him or like him. But I think I'm gonna go on the hate part, because every time I play the game, I dread fighting him. Like, he's my most dreadful fight in the game. Which, depending on how you look at it, might be good or bad. But I think it's bad, because I shouldn't be avoiding a boss. I should be exciting about it. Excited, not exciting. It seems that some people do find Shang Liang to be the hardest boss in the game, which honestly I can't see why. Yeah, he is difficult, but I don't think he is hardest boss territory of difficulty. He gave me some trouble on his first phase, but his second phase only one attack did give me trouble, and that is his burst attack where he charges forward. Other than that, he is just Date Shigizani all over again. If you've played Nioh 1 that is, you know what I mean, except Date Shigizani was much harder. The Tiger's loyal subjects, or as I like to call them, the three dickheads, are not really bosses, but they should be. I hate them, they suck, and I don't like them at all, but I put them this high up because they were the only mission slash boss, whatever you want to call them, that actually gave me so much trouble. I had to start the mission, get my ass handed to me, return later after a few missions, then start it over until I reached chapter 7. I only beat them at chapter 7, that's how troublesome they were. And that's why they are this high up, because they were challenging. Other than that, they suck ass. Also, apparently they were nerfed. So yeah, they may not be as troublesome as I remember them being. Eugene takes the role of Kashin Koji from Nioh 2 and Kelly from Nioh 1. So if you fought them, you know what to expect. Lots of magic spam and lots of attempts to grab attack hero. Except this time you can counter his attack because it's a fatal strike. I forgot what they were called in this game, give me a break. Anyway, he might be visually cooler than both of them, but not that much. And he feels like a cheap imitation anyway. Like getting to Kelly and Kashin Koji felt satisfying, because they were pieces of shit who did a lot of damage to the land. This guy is a piece of shit also, but still, I didn't feel satisfied when I got to him. And yeah, that's it. Kashin Koji was the best among them. This guy sucks, and Kelly suck more than this guy, in terms of gameplay at least. Monster Liu Bei is a fight that I think you'll enjoy more the more you play the game. Like way down the line, after a lot of playthroughs and mastering the fight, you'll start to enjoy him. But right now, after like 2 or 3 playthroughs and 2 or 3 times of me beating him, I still really don't think he's that good of a fight. Because first of all, the moveset is repetitive. I've seen the same moves for multiple bosses already. Like, yeah, you can swing 2 swords really fast. Wow, that's amazing. And second of all, his lightning spam is way too annoying. Like, he will just throw lightning balls all over the arena that can travel 5 kilometers at a time and hit you at the same time. So you can't catch a break with this guy, which I know some people will love, but I find it annoying. Because if you deflect him, you'll get hit by lightning. If you deflect the lightning, you'll get hit by him. And that's basically the fight. Maybe later on I will enjoy him and love him more, but right now I don't think he's that good of a fight. The Aoyan, yeah, that is what this monster called. I don't know why the game insists on calling him Aoi or whatever. Anyway, the Aoyan is a monster that I can't find a common ground with. He either destroys me and beats the shit out of me, or either I destroy him and beat the shit out of him. I've never had a fight between me and him where there was a back and forth, you know? Anyway, I really like this monster. His moveset, while sporadic, is fun to deflect. And also, once again, this is a common theme throughout this game. I like the design. It looks sick and amazing and creepy, and it's just great. A great design. Whoever designed the monsters in this game really did their job well. Good job, man. But I can also see why some people would find him annoying or a bad boss. Because his moveset is kinda repetitive from other bosses you fought in the game. And he can also be ugly and creepy to some people. So yeah, I think this boss will be a divisive boss, if you know what I mean. Last thing I expected when playing a game about the Three Kingdoms is a goddamn mech. But here it is, a fucking Gundam with a whip sword, a propelling jet, a shield, and everything. So yeah, this guy is basically a Gundam, and I love it. Someone must have watched Sengoku Bazara. Anyway, while the design is cool and the moveset is cool, this guy was ridiculously easy actually, like way too easy for a big dude like himself, and for a big deal. Also, let's talk about the story. This is a side note, but I hated how they flipped the switch and all of a sudden this guy was evil. Yeah, he was manipulated, but still, it was too much. Like, didn't the other guys notice what's happening to him? Anyway, back to the fight itself. It was cool. My build was lightning, so I destroyed him because apparently he's weak to lightning. And his attacks are slow and easy to deflect. Even the elemental ones, like you can easily do this guy without taking a single hit, and you wouldn't have a problem with him. The blindfolded boy is just a straight upgrade to his old man version, aka Yu-Jin. He has a cooler moveset, he's more aggressive, and he can't be staggered, so he actually feels like a final boss. However, I hate this fight for two reasons. Reason number one, the game expects there to be an emotional thing while fighting this guy. Even though I only met him at the start of the game, and that's it. You don't see him anywhere else, you don't hear about him throughout the game, nothing. And the game expects the fight to have this emotional weight, which is simply not there. Reason number two, for a final boss, he was way too easy. Yeah, the spectacle, not skeptical, was there, but he was easy. I beat him on my first attempt, and by the middle of the fight, I had no healing, and I still beat him. I'm fumbling for words, but that's because I'm kinda annoyed because he is disappointing. Even though he is cool, not gonna lie. I like Shao Dun a lot, except for one thing. The fact that his wings are on fire. You might not think this is a big deal, but it's really annoying. Like, I can't see shit when he attacks me. His wings cover his weapon and his body, which is really important for fighting him. Other than that, the fight is really good. I like the moveset, and the OST kinda stands out, like, kinda a little bit. And the lore, not that there is lore in this game, but the cutscenes and everything about him is really cool. And he's not really hard, but not really easy, which is the case for most of the bosses in this game. But usually when there's a boss like him, you expect him to be a little bit hard, especially fire bosses. Yeah, good boss, annoying wings that block my vision. Not only is Sun Jian one of the best fights in the game, He also has one of my favorite monster designs. Period. Just look at him. A tiger man with red hands, a scorpion's tail that is also a blade, and giant fucking whiskers or beard or whatever you wanna call it. Yeah, sign me in. But for some reason, well, not for some reason, I actually know the reason. I expected this guy to be way more aggressive, and that is because of his design. Usually with monsters that look like this, they are extremely aggressive, but this guy is too tame, and it's kinda lame. Damn, that rhymes. There is a tiger enemy in the game that is more aggressive than this guy, and this guy is a boss. And because he is not aggressive, he was way too easy. I took him down on my second attempt on my first playthrough. So yeah, he is good, but also easy, but also good. Wincho and Yan Liang were the best duo fight in the game. But that's not saying much because every duo fight in the game kinda suck, except these guys. They are good. However, they are not that good, like they are not Ornstein and small levels of good. They are passive for the most part, like you'll be hitting one and the other one will just stand in the corner and watch you, like, I'm not gonna say it, but you get what I mean. And they don't really do a lot of damage. Top that on, yeah, I guess that they are a mid-mission boss, like they have another boss at the end of the mission that is way harder than them, but still, a duo fight should be hard. Hell, the game recognizes that in the other missions. And I like how the cutscene at the beginning shows us an important mechanic of the fight, and that is that they can revive each other. Also, that cutscene is really good because Yuan Go, or whatever his name is, sorry, I forgot it, I'm not racist, I swear, one-shots Yan Liang with one hit, which is really cool. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of things to say about these guys, except that they are average. They have only one attack where they cooperate, which is cool. Most duo fights don't have that, but still, that one attack can be avoided very easily. Like you can counter it, dodge it, or my favorite method, just apply an element to them and that's it. Yeah, that's the end of this segment. Back to the show. Team Ninja should have gone with this guy's real name, Lai Gong, because this guy has a fucking gong for a stomach. Yeah, you heard me right. Whenever he charges himself with lightning, he just hits his stomach and voila, lightning is all over the place. But in all seriousness, I really love this guy. His fight is fun, he is goofy, and yeah. And FromSoft, take notes. This is how you do an after effect for a lightning attack or whatever attack, because 40 sacks is shit in that regard. So yeah, learn from them. I love this guy. Goofy and good at the same time. Dongzhou was a really fun boss. I actually liked fighting him a lot. His moveset is not too slow and not too fast, and also not too weak and not too damaging, and I fought him while underleveled, and yet I still had fun with him. Yeah, his moveset is a little bit copy-pasted from Lubo early on, but still, it was fun. Also, I just love his brutish nature, like most of his burst attack or fatal strike attacks or whatever they are called in this game have this punch to them, this brutish nature to it. Yeah, he was fun. All of us were expecting the Lubu fight to be amazing, and he delivered, way beyond our expectations. And he must be amazing, otherwise, why are we playing this game to begin with? His fight was insanely good, and insanely hard at the same time. He was actually the first boss who forced me to learn how to block. I mean, you don't have to learn, but he forced me to block. For most of the game I was deflecting, or on the rare case I might dodge here and there. But for the most part I was deflecting, except for Lubu. I was either deflecting or blocking. You can't dodge. I mean you can, but come on, you know what I mean. Dodging is hard with him. Also, his first phase alone, while he is on his horse, is way better than most bosses. Yeah, he was extremely good. And I'm happy that he is good, because if he sucked, then yeah, the game would suck as well, because it's Lubu, the God of War. He must be good. And I'm running out of things to say, or I'm just fumbling my words. So yeah, Lubu, amazing. Play the game for him. Shang Liao is just like Genichiro, not just because he is good and he uses lightning, but because he will force you and teach you how to deflect. If you can't deflect, then you are toast. This guy will kill you. Because while his attacks don't deal a lot of damage, well, most of them, he's very, very fast. And that speed makes his attacks incredibly satisfying to deflect. But also, that speed is his only and one flaw. Well, that flaw is in the game itself. Because he's fast, I'm gonna start spamming the deflect button when he attacks me. So, that will lead my character to dodge instead of deflect, which is a stupid design decision. Because why is the deflect button and dodge button are the same button? It's very annoying. Anyway, Shang Liao, very good. I like him. He's one of my favorites. The second Lubu fight is my favorite fight in the whole game. Honestly, he should have been the final boss. The best thing in probably the entirety of Team Ninja's history. That's an exaggeration, but still, it's a really, really good fight. He's not very fast and have a million hit combo like his human form, but at the same time, he's not slow as shit and only have one or two moves like any other huge boss. And also, my favorite thing this year and in the year prior and in Nioh and Team Ninja's history is that when you do how can I say it? It's really good. I like it a lot. When he does his burst attack or his critical blow or whatever you call it, where he throws a giant fireball at you and you deflect it, then he deflects it back, then you deflect it, then he deflects it, then you deflect it. It was amazing and funny as shit. I really love that move. Honestly, this is my favorite fight because of this one move. My only gripe with this fight is not the fight itself, but the mission. The mission this fight takes place in was really annoying and way too long and convoluted. Like, come on, just at least give me a mission where I can fight him immediately. That would be amazing. But having to go through all of this sunken town or whatever you want to call it, just to fight him is way too much. But he is still worth it. Like, he is a good fight. My favorite fight.